Hey, good evening, everybody. We're live in the Pitts Motorcast. This is your host, Dave. And on the line, I got Tom Motry, owner of Drastic Plastic Nitro Fuel out there. Hey, Tom.
How you doing, guys?
Welcome back to the show again.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
So,
Doesn't
Tom,
seem like it's been a year, but it has.
yeah. So, who's driving the Drastic Plastic now, Tom?
Tim Cullinan. He had a top fuel car for years and years. He's got a front motor drag store right now. There's just not much in this area for it, so he's going to drive my car at all my stuff, and he's going to go to the good guys. That's about all he's going to do with his.
Now,
and he's actually driven this car years ago through one of my back operations or something. So he's up to speed.
So where's Tim from?
Northern part, like Schaumburg, Illinois. So he's close, which is good too.
Okay, so how many years experience has Tim have driving nitro fuel cars?
Oh God, I'll bet you 15, maybe 20.
That's good.
Yeah, he's been around the block, as they say.
So how did it go last year with Buddy Hall driving for you?
We had a lot of motor problems and just problems. Some of the crew didn't get along with other parts of the crew, so it was a long year. It really was. But we got through it.
How many events did you guys do last year?
I think 6 or 7, and this year we've got 5.
So what are the 5 events you got going this year?
We go to Eddiesville, June 30th, July 1st. Then we come out here to Joliet, August 19th. Then we're off until Labor Day. We go to Union Grove. And right from there, we go to Martin, Michigan.
Yeah, you guys returning to Great Lakes Dragway this year. You excited about that?
Yeah. Well, like I said, he's driven this car before. He drove it way back when it had a 2-speed in it. So it was a little harder. You had to shift it. I was old school. You had to shift it by hand. I didn't believe in air shifters and all that stuff. And he did just fine. You know, we went to Boise when he was driving. We traveled. We did pretty good.
So,
we actually broke a rear end in Boise at about 900 foot, and he was still able to catch it without blowing the motor up. So he's a good asset to the team.
So how many years has it been now since you've been at Great Lakes Dragway with your car?
Oh, God, I don't even remember. Yeah, it's got to be 10 years, if not more. It's been quite a while.
So this will be an exciting return for you, huh?
Well, sure. I always liked there. I mean, that's where I learned how to drive. That was the first track I ever went to with a fuel car.
Did you get licensed over there?
Yes, I did. Took me a while. We had the wrong tires. We put dragster tires on, and back then there was an actual difference. Now the fuel tire is the fuel tire. Back then, though, they had a softer sidewall, softer compound for dragsters because the weight and everything was spread out over the 300 inches. So we put them on the car. It shook so bad it broke the fuel pump off. That thing was a handful. Oh, my God. But we got past it. We learned. And Metzler he was a great guy. You know, I can't say enough about him. He always treated me really great.
Yeah, good old Broadway Bob, huh?
Oh, boy. He was a character. There'll never be another one like him, that's for sure.
No, there sure won't. Sitting on the nose of the jet dragsters with the can of beer in hand.
He'd want to take us into town drinking. It's like 2 in the morning. We're just getting done fixing the car. It's like, Bob, everything's closed. No, I got keys to the door. We can go. It's like, no, it's okay, Bob. I got to get some sleep. It's late. He is a character. But he'd go up in the stands and sit with people and drink a beer with them. I mean, he knew how to take care of people. He did. He was great.
Yeah. The last time I saw the Drastic Plastic was when Mike was driving it up at Great Lakes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's been a few years too.
Yeah.
For sure. So yeah, I'm excited to go back there, and hopefully we can start a relationship back up with them and put them on the schedule for next year. You know.
Oh yeah, it's always good to see the Drastic Plastic at Time Machine Nationals.
Yeah.
That's a nostalgic.
Yeah, well,
that's a nostalgic car.
Well, it is and it isn't. I mean, the body is, and the appearance of it is. Underneath the body, it's all pretty much late model stuff. But it's easy to maintain, and it's good, easy for me to entertain the people, and that's really what it comes right down to it. That's what I do. I'm there to make big header flames and go fast.
Right. Yeah, the wife and I were up there Saturday for the Memorial Day weekend classics. Yeah, that was a good time.
Tim was up there. He had his front motor dragster up there. I think it's still red. The body's red.
Oh yeah,
I
did see the red nitro methane dragster.
Yeah. Dale Sure was helping him. So he was up there testing that thing because he wants to get ready. The Bowling Green deal comes around pretty quick here. It's Father's Day weekend, so that's either next week or the weekend after.
Yeah, I have both of his runs from Saturday on videotape.
Wow, he'd probably like to have those.
I could share them to your page or something. I don't know. You could share them with him somehow. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. That's the least of our troubles.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, this Sunday we're going to go to 41 and test some more with Tim. See how 41 is and that. They say I haven't been there in years again, but I guess these new owners have really done a great job there.
So have you done testing this year so far?
We went to Martin and tested. We made 2 hits. The first one, we had a couple dead cylinders, so we brought it back and straightened that out. And the second run, he took it to about 400 feet. And like Tim said, he says, I haven't been in this thing in a while. We're going to sneak up on it. But the numbers were good to the 400 feet, so we're on the right page. It had a 950, 60 foot, and so it looked like it responded. And Tim handled it well. It went straight as an arrow, so we should be on the right page. We'll go to 41 and make some half trackers there because our first race at Eddiesville is an 8-mile track, so if we get ready for that, we'll be good to go.
So what are you hoping to get out of her this year for speed-wise?
Well, John and I have both talked about it, and these cars are probably capable of 5.0s, possibly faster if we really wanted to hurt them. But NHRA is watching us. If we get anywhere near the 5.0 number, they're going to want us to make all the safety adjustments as a regular funny car, fuel funny car, and that would mean my chassis, the valve covers, the rear end, and the tracks are all really happy with 2 540, 550s. That's what we tune for. We tune, looking at the weather and the track, to run a 550. If it runs a 40 or a 30, well, that's all good. If it runs a 60 or a 70, well, we'll try a little harder the next time.
Now, when you guys run at Route 66, you guys do pretty good, don't you?
Yeah, well, yeah, we run 40s and 50s there pretty regular. So, that's a great track, but everywhere we go, they really take time and effort having cars like us there to prepare the track. So I can't say anything bad about any of the tracks we go to. They all do a lot of prep and get it ready for us.
Now, Route 66, you guys usually run against the funny car?
Yeah, well, at Eddiesville, actually, they're bringing a guy up from Texas with a fuel altered, and we're going to run against each other on Friday, and then Saturday we make 2 more laps, and they're going to swap it, Joe and John and me and this other guy. So we'll have alter against altered and funny car against altered.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, it should be a good outing. It's a littler track. It's a little older, but very clean, very well maintained. He puts on a good show. He really does.
Now, when I was talking to Buddy Hall a couple weeks ago, I was telling him maybe in the future to be his be altered against Drastic Plastic one day.
Well, yeah, I haven't talked to him in a while, but I know he's working towards getting that car together, so that'll be awesome.
Yeah.
For sure.
So what else you got? Go ahead.
It's just getting harder to find match races. These tracks aren't putting shows on like they used to, and I don't know how to fix that for sure yet. But we'll work on it.
Yeah, maybe I think we need more nitro fuel altereds out there.
Well, I'd like to see more for sure. You know, and Cordova's kind of pulled back the reins because it's IHRA actually owns the track now. Scott's out, and they want to get their feet wet. So, you know, if they come around and we could pick up maybe, we got Martin, maybe Milan, and, you know, there's a couple out there. I talked to Thompson, Ohio, which is about as far as I'd really like to go. And I believe I still hold the track record there. I ran a 596. So, and it's a nice little track, fun place to go.
It's good to see Cordova get the World Series back this year.
Yeah, well, they don't have a lot of choice but to bring it there. The guy that actually originally is Bob Bartel that started the World Series, even before it went to Cordova. He was somewhere in central Illinois. He's copyrighted the name and everything. And he doesn't care if they use it at Cordova. That's all well and good. But he doesn't want to see it go anywhere else because that is the home of the World Series.
Right.
So that'll be a good event. I didn't get in this year. Like I said, they're trying to cut back and just make sure they have a successful race. They don't want to bring too much stuff in. So hopefully it goes good this year. Maybe next year we go there too.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'd love to go back to Norwalk. I haven't been there in a lot of years either. That's a real nice place. There's a lot of tracks in the Midwest. I just have to get out there and start promoting them. And 41, I could believe them putting shows on next year. This year and the year before, they were fixing the track and getting everything up to snuff, so they weren't worried about putting on like a match race or a show or anything. But I think they're got all the stuff fixed now, and maybe next year, maybe we go there. Stay in the Midwest and keep everybody happy.
Yeah, so you got a lot of possibilities to look forward to next year.
Yeah, I just got to get with the tracks and see if we can't work out a deal with them, and things will be good.
So do you ever
sure.
So do you ever take the car out to like car shows or anything like that?
Rarely. We do, but pretty rarely. For one, with the semi, if I had a little enclosed trailer, I could bring just the car. Wouldn't be too bad, but to bring the semi there, usually there's no good place to park, for one, and it's just hard to maneuver in the city streets with it.
Yeah.
Because Lockport has one every Monday, and I'd kind of like to go, but there's just no good place to put the truck, and it's right downtown, so it would be a handful.
Yeah, it would always be nice to get out there and start the car up and have the people hear that nitro.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Burn their eyes up and clear their sinuses up.
Well, that's right. Clear all the bugs out. Get ready for when they start the band up. We'll have all the bugs gone.
Yeah.
I guess there's a car show coming up June 10th. And I'm not sure if we're going to be available for that one. I know Rocky Ostick was going to try to go to it.
Does Joliet still do that Nitro Night thing downtown?
they seem to pull back on that. They might have some cars show up and park and all that stuff, but they usually don't worry about just starting them or stuff like that. And again, Joliet's another one with a bigger rig. It's kind of a handful to get down there and find a place that you can unload it. We'll see. They usually do that before the big NASCAR race and before the big drag race. So that's coming up. We'll have to see what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got 5 events this year. But are you gonna be adding anything else on, or that's it for the year?
No, if something else comes along, we could fit it in. Having an all-volunteer crew, you gotta have a little bit of lead time. They can't call me today and say, be here Friday, because I got to arrange all my guys so they make sure they can get off and stuff like that. But we're going to keep looking. It's the thing. After September, though, the weather starts getting a little iffy. We would almost have to start going south, which isn't a bad thing either. It's warm down there.
Now, how many crew members do you have for the Drastic Plastic?
Well, I have 1 or 2 that are full-timers, I guess you'd say, and then I have another 3 that are floaters because they can't make all the crew nights and they can't make every race. So you put it all together, we're okay. We're okay.
Right.
It's definitely harder to find crew members. When I first started, kids 18, 19, 20, they just wanted to do this. Now, the kids nowadays don't care about cars. The mystique is gone about the cars like they were in the 60s and 70s.
Oh, yeah, modern technology with the video games, cell phones. And,
Well, and, it's hard to hot rod a brand new car if you don't have a computer that you can get into the computer in the car, and it's a different day. It just is. Can't go to the junkyard and get a bigger motor out of some other car and make it fit, because now with emissions and everything, you got to be careful about all that stuff. The pump gas isn't that good. It's just different.
That's why I always keep encouraging people to bring out their kids to the drag racing events. Keep it going.
Oh, sure. That's the nice thing about the junior dragsters. That gets everybody involved at a younger age, and hopefully they carry on.
Yeah, the kids will be the future of the drag racing.
Yes. Yeah, I was really shocked to hear NHRA took a survey, and I guess the average fan for NHRA drag racing is 42. You would have thought it would be a younger crowd than that, but I guess it's not.
Yeah. I think for NASCAR might be more younger. I don't know.
They are. And I keep wondering that if their mystique, well, for one, you got 2 hours of nonstop action, even though they're going in a circle.
Right.
But you can't get to the drivers and you can't get to the crews. They keep them away from the spectators, and they're almost on a pedestal. Like, they're up there and you can't get to them. And drag racing, you can get back and talk to everybody and see everybody. And I wonder if that's some of the mystique that NASCAR is so popular, is you can't get to the people. Though they sell T-shirts like crazy because you can't get to the driver, so you want one of his T-shirts.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't want them to do that in drag racing. It's better when the fans can come back and you can talk to them, hand them a picture,
Right. So how many gallons of fuel does it take for one run on the altered?
From the time we started doing the burnout, backing up and to the finish line, they'll use 15 gallons.
Yeah.
It's a thirsty little bugger.
Yeah, I know that stuff's not cheap either. It's like $100-something a gallon or something there.
Actually, it just went up. It's $9.25 a 55-gallon drum, which comes out, I can't remember. It's somewhere in the $20 range, so it's like $20 a gallon. But when you use as much as I do, even $20 a gallon at 15 gallons, you got some money involved. It's a couple $100 just in fuel to make a run.
Yeah, nitromethane is not economical.
No, but it's fun, so don't care.
Yeah. Some of the bigger events, though, for drag racing, though, the people can't really get close on the track either, like the smell of nitro and all that stuff.
True. That's true. The national event out here, you can go in the pits when they warm them up and get kind of close to them, but other than that, yeah, they keep the people away from the starting line and staging and all that stuff. And I understand there's so much going on that it's, they got to do it to keep everybody safe.
Right. So
I'm not sure. I think it's either this weekend or next weekend. Joliet's having their points race, their NHRA points race, which is all the alcohol cars and down. It's an okay event for sure. It's not the big guys, but plenty of fast cars out there.
Yeah. So besides the big 5 event, that's all you got for this year, huh? I mean, it'd be
a little slow this year. I was hoping we usually shoot for 10. 10's a full season with volunteer help like we have. That'll keep us busy.
Yeah.
So we'll try a little harder next year. That's all.
So what do you do in your off time when you're not racing this summer for recreation?
Well, we don't do much. For me, it's a year-round thing. I've got a chassis I got from Force I have to finish. We did make a mold of the body. I got to lay a body up. And I go to Forces all the time and buy their used parts. I've got 3 blocks ready to be repaired. That gives me kind of mad money to play with my toy. So I'm pretty much here all the time working on something.
Right, so pretty much the whole summer you're working on that vehicle.
Yep. Yeah, all winter is getting ready for the next year. Getting all the spare parts fixed and having them ready to go so that once summer hits, we're ready. Right now I'm working on a spare block for my car. I have one in the car. I have a spare short block in the trailer, and I want to get one more block ready just to have. I think right now we have 3 sets of heads done, and I've got another 3 sets that need some repair. So those are the things that, in slow, in-between times, I work on stuff like that.
Now, does the Drastic Plastic have any sponsors?
Just me. I get some products. Lucas Oil stepped up this year, and I get help from Strange, and there's a few people out there that help me. Bill Miller helps me, but they don't really give me money. They give me product, or at a great reduced price, which still all adds up. It's all a big help. You get too big a sponsor, and then you're kind of stuck. They tell you where to go, when to be there, and what to do, and then it wouldn't be any fun anymore. So I don't want a big sponsor. Little ones are fine. They're good. Years ago, Bernie Federley was over at Forces, and he looked at me and he says, I'm really jealous of you. And I says, yeah, right, Bernie. Tell that to somebody else. And he says, no. You're still having fun. You go where you want, when you want. I make way too much money here, but this isn't fun anymore. This is serious. So when he explained it, it's like, oh, okay, I kind of understand that.
Yeah. I've talked to a few drivers. They would like to do more with the car, but they don't have the money to do the upgrades on the cars and get them faster. They said sponsors would be nice.
Well, they are, but they're hard and far between to find. And like I said, you get somebody, even if they give you 40 or 50,000, probably they're going to want you certain places, certain times, and I don't want to have to worry about that. What keeps me going is that I can repair everything here. I fix my own blocks. I fix my own heads. I build superchargers. If I had to pay somebody to do all that kind of rework in that, I couldn't afford to do this.
So you mix the nitromethane?
Yes, yeah. Sure do. We take the weather readings. We work off of an altimeter that's just set at one setting. We don't change it for... We want to know the thickness of the air, and that altimeter is one of the most accurate way to see how dense the air is. And then we go off of temperature and how much water is in the air. They call it water grains. We take those three numbers, and then we have an equation that we plug them in, and it tells us where we want the fuel to be mixed to. We usually run between 92 to 95% is where we stay. If we go to somewhere like Boise, Idaho, I'd probably have 98 or higher in it, and I'd have to raise the compression because of the elevation there is so high. The air is really real thin.
Yeah, I see. So, anything else you want to add, Tom?
No, not really at this point. You know, I think we covered all the bases.
Well, Tom,
for sure.
I want to thank you for your time, Tom.
No problem.
Any last words for everybody?
No. Everybody have a great summer and come and see us.
We'll see you in September at Great Lakes, Tom.
Awesome. Very good.
You have a good night, my friend.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.